Welcome into the Chiefs Report. I'm your host, Harrison Graham. I hope everybody is having a great Friday, and I hope everyone enjoys their Memorial Day weekend coming up. On today's show, we're going to break down some winners and losers from the first couple of practices here at OTAs. Just 2 practices this week, but some information has popped out, and we thought we would get that to you guys, so let's jump into it. I think a clear winner has to be, and we've talked about him, Justyn Ross, the rookie undrafted receiver out of Clemson. We all saw the one-handed catch. If you haven't, go follow the Chiefs on Twitter, Instagram. They posted that, and we all got fired up about it. But he's been turning heads at OTAs, according to reports. Sounds like he's fitting in nicely with the guys, both on and off the field. And obviously he has a lot to prove after going undrafted. Felt like he was worthy of being a middle-round pick. We've talked about the medical stuff. We know his history. But if he's healthy, the talent is there. He is a big play catch machine, and so far he's been showing that at training camp. Mahomes is impressed. Travis Kelce is impressed. So we'll see how it plays out. We'll see. And by the way, I meant OTAs, not training camp. But we'll see how it all plays out leading up to training camp. But so far, so good for Justyn Ross as he's looking to make this roster. Do you think he will be able to make the Chiefs 53-man roster? Type Y for yes. Type in for no. Get your votes in down in the comment section. Will Justyn Ross make the Chiefs 53-man roster? Winner number 2 is Marquez Valdes-Scantling, who, of course, was the big free agent acquisition at receiver after Kansas City traded away Tyreek Hill, along with Juju Smith-Schuster, of course, as well. But according to a report from The Athletic, MVS balled out on Thursday. He looked good. His skill set is to challenge teams vertically, and obviously hitting some more of those deep balls this year compared to last year would be a very nice thing if you are Patrick Mahomes and company, who also talked about, hey, everybody's going to eat this year. We're going to spread the ball out around, and that's something we've kind of illustrated as well, because you may not have that true number 1 dog at receiver. Obviously, you have Travis Kelce, but a lot of guys that can give you production. Juju, Hardman, Sky Moore, MVS, Josh Gordon, Justyn Ross, who we just talked about. Cornell Powell, we'll see if he brings anything to the table. Dries Fountain. There's a lot of guys that are going to compete for opportunities, and MVS is someone who has stood out so far. There will be major competition at wide receiver this year. That is just a fact. If you don't think so, you're wrong. These guys are going to have to earn it. No one at receiver is just going to be handed opportunities. Even MVS, who signed that big 3-year, $36 million contract with Kansas City. So they're going to have to earn it, and so far some of these guys are showing out pretty darn well. Before we get to our next Chiefs winner, as we got 3 winners and 2 losers here today, go ahead and subscribe, because we have Chiefs news and rumors all offseason long, all year long. And getting to the season, we have even more coverage for you guys. So subscribe, turn on those notifications. Once you hit that bell icon, select all. That way you never ever miss a video here on the Chiefs Report. If you select all, you'll always be sent a notification when we publish a video or when we go live. So subscribe, don't miss any of it. We'll continue to have you guys covered here on the Kansas City Chiefs Report. Let's go to our next guy here. How about Shane Buechele, the second-year quarterback who was an undrafted free agent last year? Sounds like he's been tearing it up as well. And look, I'll be honest, I would like to see Shane Buechele be Patrick Mahomes' backup quarterback. I know Kansas City re-signed Chad Henne, who has not been at OTAs. No surprise. He's, a 36, 37-year-old veteran quarterback at this point. But Shane Buechele, I thought, showed a lot last year. He was really good in the preseason. And remember, late in the year, the Chiefs put him on the active roster because Arizona tried to poach him off their practice squad. They were going to sign him to the active 53-man out in Arizona. So obviously the Chiefs like him enough to do that, to keep him last year. Why not just make him the backup? If he's ready, if he's taken enough strides, I think he can be Patrick Mahomes' backup quarterback this year. There's really no reason why that would not be the case here in 2022. I get Chad Henne's a vet. He's been there. He's done that. But at the end of the day, I just don't think it's that much of a difference. If Buechele is close, he's cheaper, he's younger, and he can be a long-term solution at the backup quarterback. So Shane Buechele, my latest OTA winner here on today's show here on the Chiefs Report. Now, we do have a deal for you guys. It's Patrick Mahomes jersey. So we talked about Buechele. Let's talk about the starter. $100 for these Mahomes Red 15 jerseys. Chatsports.com/Mahomes Red. We'll have a link in the comments and in the description for you to pick one up today. Go represent QB1. Go rock his jersey. Chatsports.com/Mahomes Red. That is the place to pick one up today. Link in the comments and in the description. Okay, let's get to a couple of losers. Juan Thornhill, who has chosen not to participate here in the first couple of practices. And I do want to remind people, these practices are voluntary. But I do think there's certain players that should be attending everything in the offseason, and I would put Juan Thornhill in that category, and here's why. Let's be honest, he's been up and down since his rookie year. Last year, he didn't start over Dan Sorensen until about midway through the year, and regardless of how we feel about Spags, if they were overly loyal to Sorensen, Thornhill didn't exactly go take the job either. I thought he played fairly well last year, but I don't think he just can assume that he's going to start from day one. This is a big year for Thornhill. They drafted Brian Cook in the second round, the safety out of Cincinnati. He could very well start next to Justin Reed if Thornhill doesn't deliver. Now, I'm not going to sit here and say, well, he skipped an OTA practice. He's not gonna start. That's not what I'm saying. What I am saying is he's going to have to earn it. He's going to have to prove that he can be that every down safety, which has not always been the case. So I'd like to see him out there. He was not at these first couple of practices. We'll see if he is next week. Will Juan Thornhill be a starter this year? We know Justin Reed will. Type S for start, type B for backup. What do you guys think? What will his role be on this defense? S for starter or B for backup? One more here, Mecole Hardman, who we've talked about a couple of times. Not really with his play or lack of showing up, because Mecole Hardman was at OTAs this week, but he tweaked his hamstring, which not ideal, not the end of the world, but we know hamstrings can be a little bit fickle. We're still having PTSD of Sammy Watkins, who always had a hamstring problem. But like I said, I think the reason it is somewhat important is there's going to be a lot of competition at wide receiver this offseason. You want to get as many reps as possible and take advantages of those reps as you get them as well. He's been in this offense. I'm not saying that missing a couple of workouts in May is going to diminish his chances of having a big role. What I am saying is the more reps other guys get, that's less for Mecole Hardman. So I'll put him in the loser category. But again, don't take too much into any of this stuff right now. We are in May. The pads aren't on. Not a huge deal, but it's not nothing either. So keep that in mind. Who will be the Chiefs' best wide receiver this season? Like I said, there's going to be a lot of competition at that spot. Go ahead and let us know in the comments. And real quick, a recap of our OTAs winners and losers from the first couple of practices this week. Justyn Ross, Marquez Valdes-Scantling, a couple of receivers that have stood out. Shane Buechele, I don't know if he'll get a real chance to be the backup quarterback. I would like to see it. He's performed well, apparently. And then Juan Thornhill and Mecole Hardman, a couple of losers. Thornhill because he was absent, and Mecole Hardman because he tweaked his hamstring. All right, that's going to do it for today's Chiefs Report. Appreciate you guys for tuning in to the channel. Be sure to subscribe if you haven't already. YouTube.com/ChiefsTV. The link is right there flashing below, and we'll see you next time here on the channel.